How is everyone?
Hope you had a good March.
Yeah, we had a busy March, the two of us.
Mhm.
A lot of like family visits, and I don't know, I was sick for 3 weeks.
Ah, yeah.
So we're trying to kind of get back in the swing of things and yeah, share what we're doing with you.
It's been a while. Um, had a little trip to the interior of BC, and things have been really busy on the farm. Lots of lambs being born, and one set of triplets, 2 sets of twins, and a couple of singles. So, yeah, busy, fun times. Yeah.
So what have you been working on?
Well, I didn't get too much knitting time in while I was away. I had been working on the little baby sweater for Elsa, same as before, except for I started to re-knit it. Please excuse the air traffic. Anyway, so I'm at
airplane going by.
Yep, quite a few actually. I'm about the same place as I was on the first one.
Oh yeah.
I'm just about ready to take it off for the sleeves, and everything's on track. So it looks pretty similar. I started with a different skein of yarn, but it's knitting up with just as lovely a color distribution as the first one.
So you started over because you're having trouble with your count. Is that right?
Right. And I thought I had made a mistake, which it was all in the way I was reading the pattern. So then I was trying to rip back to before I started trying to correct it, and like, this is a joke. And
that's looking great.
Just restarted, and everything's bang on. So happy with that. Sorry to haul it out again, but that's what I've been working on.
It's back on track.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And I did finish my Age of Brass and Steam.
So exciting.
With hand spun.
Look at that.
So I put an extra repeat on because I could see this dark stripe coming up in the ball of yarn, and I really wanted it in the shawl.
I think it just, it turned out so nice.
It's quite a heavy weight.
Yeah, but it still has nice drape, and the stitches are so even. I'm really impressed.
Thank you. It's sort of looking a bit washed out, but there you can see a little bit more of the color differentiation.
Yeah, you can there when the light kind of catches it there. Yeah, I think that's such a neat thing to be able to do that. You know, to start a project from spinning. This is what I want to do with it. This is what I want it to look like. So that's going to be a goal for me for sure. You know.
Well, I really would love to dye enough and spin enough to do a sweater out of this. I think it would
wrapping
be
it around
an
your
awesome
arm.
sweater. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm liking these different shades of green and brown. And anyway, it's done. It's being blocked. I'm feeling happy about that. So that's really the extent of my knitting.
Yeah, but start to finish. You got that done within a month or so.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have, I'm wearing my hitchhiker, which I showed you guys last time. And so I finished that. It's not blocked yet, so the points are still a little wonky. But anyways, it's a little cool out here. We're out on the deck today, and it's nice, but it's getting a little late, so.
Yeah, we had grand designs of recording at the farm this weekend, but it just got a little too crazy.
Yeah, maybe next time. Yeah, so I've got this, and yeah, I actually think this is one I'm going to wear. I knit a lot of shawls, and then I'm finished. I'm like, I'm not going to wear this, you know? But I'm liking this one. You just kind of wrap it around, and
yeah, it looks
good
great.
weight. Good for spring.
Yeah.
I wear a lot of gray, so this would be
nice spring colors.
Bring some color out. And let's see, well, I've got a pair of socks here, which I can show you. And I don't think you've seen these ones.
I saw them when you had about that much hair.
Oh, okay, so you have seen them. I wasn't sure. So this is Hermione's Everyday Socks.
Looking good.
Really fun, like really simple pattern. There's just like a four round repeat. So it's really easy to memorize. And then it's got the Eye of Peacock heel, which is a little different from the normal one I do. It's hard to see, but the slip stitches are kind of alternated.
Okay.
So I had to kind of really pay attention because it's not my usual heel.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really liking how these turned out. I started them when I was sick one day at work and home from work. And yeah, I've been cranking away at these. I have no idea what the yarn is because I've had it for so long.
I was just going to ask you.
It was already caked up, and I usually stick the label like kind of inside the middle of the cake, but it's gone.
It's a very sturdy knit, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think it's 2.25 millimeter needles. So, you know, I usually use 2.5s, and I think the yarn too is like pretty woolly.
Right.
So, yeah, I know I got it in Ontario because I know
Okay.
it came out west with us, but that's
Oh,
all I
that's
know.
a while ago.
That's what I mean. This was a cake, you know, before we moved out, I had all my yarn packed up, so I caked up a whole bunch of skeins, and I still have some of them that I haven't knit. You know, you always think you're going to knit so much.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then I finished something. I haven't even blocked it or woven the ends in, but Rochelle, you haven't seen this yet.
No.
So this is,
Oh, that's pretty.
it's called the Springtime Bandit. Oh, the light is making it look so good.
Oh, nice.
And I'm sure you recognize this yarn.
Yes, that's that 40% silk merino
Yeah,
blend. 60-40 blend.
look at the shine. This was a gift from Rochelle, and it was this huge skein. And I've just been looking at it, and I found this pattern. And so it's all charted, which I don't do a lot of chart knitting, but it kept me occupied. It wasn't that complicated of a pattern, and it's got this really nice little edge detail after you've done a few repeats of the body.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think once it's blocked.
What's it
it'll
called?
look-
Springtime Bandit?
Yeah, Springtime. Here, I've got the tag here.
Oh, and did you have much left over?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because I was curious to know how. Oh, yeah,
I
quite
still
a
have,
bit.
yeah, I maxed out my ball winder. I was trying to wind it, and it stopped. So I ended up having to wind the rest around by hand. But I have enough left for, yeah, like a hat or a pair of hand warmers or anything like that. It's this really smooshy single.
How did you find it was to knit with? Did your needles split the yarn or anything?
No,
Nope.
it was really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really nice. I don't know if you can get that base still, but
I can, but I haven't been wanting to bring anything in from the States lately.
yeah, the exchange rate is not great. Yeah, so that's pretty much
I'm
the
glad you
extent of
found
my knitting.
something to do with it.
Yeah, I found it. I just found it on Ravelry, and you know, I was looking for a shawl pattern with sock weight, and I found this in my favorites, and yeah, just one of those moments where I'm like, I can use that yarn.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so that, you know, I knit it up in maybe 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks, you know,
Okay.
just doing it in the evenings, and yeah, I think that's going to be really nice for next winter. So yeah, Springtime Bandit. From the Fibre Company and Kelburn Woolens.
Okay.
So that was free on Ravelry. Yeah, the Fibre Company. Definitely recommend it.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's it for my knitting really. I've just been doing that pair of socks, and
Do you have anything
shawl.
planned?
I have a sweater in mind, but I don't have yarn for it yet. I'm waiting
Right.
waiting for a tax return. So yeah, and I'd like to, I'm kind of on this ongoing thing to use up my sock yarn stash. I've been trying to knit my stash, and I have a lot of sock yarn.
You're
Just-
gonna knit a sweater with sock yarn?
Well,
I mean,
there's,
people do it, but it's just such a fine. It would be a fine, slow knit.
yeah, my friend is working on one right now, and I think it's called the Lifesaver cardigan, and she's doing it in gray, and then you stripe in, like say every inch or so you do this really narrow stripe of a really bright color.
Yeah.
And the sample was done in rainbows, and she's using like a self-striping, I think. And
Yeah.
kind of interested in that. The trying to think of the name of the one I want to make. It's called the Campside Cardi.
Oh, I've looked at that one.
Yeah, and I think it's Alicia Plummer, and that's my next.
Your next sweater.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So I'm just kind of waiting to order the yarn.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good,
Good
spring
restraint.
project. Yeah. I've bought a lot of fabric lately.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, very happy with those. And looking forward to moving on to something bigger,
Yeah.
you know, instead of these small projects.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice.
Well, I don't have a lot planned. I'm still waiting for my Malabrigo, if you can believe it, for the Noro yoke cardigan. And,
Did they give you like a timeline on?
oh, I don't know.
No.
My aunt's dealing with it.
Okay.
I just put it out of my mind. But my aunt and uncle were just visiting, and they were very curious to know what I've been doing with fiber and dyeing. And my uncle saw this skein, and it's my Auntie Kathy's colors. And so I'm going to knit either the Age of Brassenstein kerchief for her out of this, or something similar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be, well, other than finishing the baby sweater, which this shower is next weekend, I'm going to knit something up for my Auntie Cassie with this.
What kind of is there alpaca in this?
There is. This is
Yeah.
the Ashford Merino Silk Alpaca blend of Roving. And I'm disappointed that you can't see these. There's little, this is actually pink, not mushroom brown.
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
a little closer. Oh. Well, anyway, maybe in...
It's pink.
Yep.
There's pink in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice muted kind of earthy colors that you can see. There's like some warm yellow in there.
Maybe as it progresses and I bring it out again, you'll be able to see the true color. But for now, that's going away. Yeah. Yeah, and this is a hand spun, overspun single. That kind of fun texture. Very similar to this one that I did for Chris, which I think I might have showed you last time. But
Yeah, it's been so long we couldn't remember.
we should have watched it. Watched the old episode.
Yeah, so what else? You have a braid of
Oh yeah, Roving.
what is it? Is it merino? Is it Polworth?
It's just 100% merino.
And I actually have the first braid, which I bought.
Yeah.
So they're really close, actually.
Oh, they are.
We were wanting to see because Rochelle copied this. You know, I grabbed this braid and bought it.
Yeah.
She wanted more, so she kind
Yeah.
of copied the colors. That's really close.
Really close. I don't know. Oh yeah. See this kind of burgundy brown?
Mm-hmm.
I got bits of that in here.
Yeah, and the purples. And so this is on gray, right? Like
yeah, light gray.
That's like the natural kind of gray base. Yeah, so it's making really nice yarn. I've got my
Ooh,
bobbin. Oh, it's just
even
peeking in the picture.
Prettier in person.
Yeah, so I posted a progress shot of this on Instagram today, but the colors were, you know, you put a little filter on there and all of a sudden the purples were really bright and the greens were really neon. But I'm really
That is so pretty. It's so subtle.
very,
Like it's
very gorgeous.
Soft.
I think the gray base just kind of, yeah, I'm going to apply this, so I think it's good for applying. I think the gray base really, like, it doesn't mute the colors, but it just, like you said, it softens them a bit.
Lovely. Yeah, we can just leave that right there.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. It's just gonna sitting there in the foreground. Yeah, and I'm gonna do a chain ply because it was a good amount of roving, and I know that I'll love the chain ply. And maybe this could be something that, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna knit like a proper project with this, not just, you know, little hand warmers. Or...
Right. Oh, well, I hope to, you know, I'll look forward to knowing what kind of yardage you get from it.
Yeah, I always think I'm gonna get more than I do, but I think this one will be good because I think it was at least 4 ounces to start with, and so I've just got this little bit left. I kind of sat for a while this afternoon. I've been working on it for a few days now, and you know, watching TV at night. And...
Well, I'm glad you had a little bit left over to bring to compare with this because I was trying to just go from memory, and
it's a really good match.
yeah, pretty close. I think I could almost do a colorway with that.
Oh yeah,
Like I find it hard to repeat when I'm dyeing stuff, and this is one that's easy to remember.
Yeah, very, very pretty. So really happy with that.
Beautiful spinning.
Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of dye jobs, this is some speckle dyed yarn that I did a while ago. I've got 2
I love that.
in matching colors.
That's really showing the colors well.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the. Can you play with that
Okay,
one?
thank you. There's some greens in there.
Yeah.
Some purples.
And some fall kind of blending. Pinks and...
Yeah, like oranges.
You know what, Laura? This is not the greatest light for
No.
recording, but... Oh, well,
Are we
hopefully
looking a
you'll bear
little-
with us. And so those are the pinks. And then I've got a couple of these are kind of a taupe background with...
Almost looks like some green in there.
Yeah, there's a bit of green, yellow, blue speckles, purple, smears.
It's the technical term.
Yeah, but the color is more dispersed on this one. It's not so much color, so that'll be a more subtle knit. But they're very fun to dye and easy to dye.
Yeah,
so.
I'd like to see how these sprinkles knit up.
Yeah,
So that's really pretty to me.
thanks. So just thought I'd show that. I haven't yet, so.
And did you have? I was looking at another skein in there. But maybe the tencel.
Oh, do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. These are kind of messy. They need to be reskeined. Is that the one? The pink
Yeah. No, I just don't think they look messy at all.
Yeah, that's just one color. So it's sort of a, what do they call it? When ombre?
Yeah.
Ombre? Ombre?
Tonal.
Tonal. Yeah, semi-solid.
There we go.
So
Yeah.
it's very pink. So some people like the pink.
I like pink.
And then there's this one, but I really like the base. It's 25% tencel, 75% superwash merino. But I'm going to move away from having a superwash base of any kind, and I'm not even going to do superwash roving anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to go for the natural fibers. Speaking of natural fibers.
Sorry. Rochelle has a really big box beside her. It's about 2 feet square.
Yeah. My very first shipment came back from the mill of, I keep looking at the wrong spot. Sorry, everybody. Let me get a grip on myself here.
So exciting.
Yeah, first shipment back from the mill from my very own Pender Island farm-raised sheep.
Look at this. Like, look at the size of this. Hold on. That's amazing. So, what? 10 pounds. I think it flips back around. It looks backwards to us right now, but I don't think it will be. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous wool. We were just kind of playing with it yesterday, like squishing it. There's the end.
I'm actually pleasantly surprised at the texture.
It's very soft for Romney.
Yeah. There is when you look at it in a big old mush like that, there's quite a bit of, okay, not so bad, of vegetable matter, VM, which I think sounds kind of crude, but anyway.
Oh, this is full of VM. So where is this mill?
It's in Carstairs, Alberta.
Okay.
And the equipment they use is from the 1800s. It's a family-run, well, I think it was a family-run business. I'm sure they have other staff in there now.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
You could do so many things with 10 pounds of yarn.
So many things. But, Yeah,
I'm thinking about the amount of work that would have been, here, I'll turn that a bit, the amount of work that would have been involved if you had, gotten your big wash basin out, taken that outside, and processed that 10 pounds.
Well, I have done that,
Yeah.
not 10 pounds worth, and I can't. It's not feasible.
Yeah.
That's 10 pounds just from two fleece, two of my Romneys. And yeah, it's very labor intensive, and picking and carting and the washing and the drying, and to do anything on any kind of scale, it just made more sense to have it done, and they did a lovely job. I'm really happy. So Custom Woolen Mills in Carstairs, Alberta.
Yeah, and now you can do the fun part.
Yeah,
You can do what you
the
want
part
to
that
do.
I really love.
Yeah, the dyeing and the
I'm
spinning and...
I'm thinking of doing a finger twist rug, a weaving project, and I think it'll go quite quickly, and then I can add locks in.
Oh, okay.
For a bit of texture. But that's just one project. I can dye some of that. Really want to use natural dyes from Pender Island when I dye this roving, and then everything will be right from home.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday. We were at the farm and talking about a dye garden. And I'm working on putting a garden in at my place too. So I think that would be a good thing. Just flowers and why not, right?
Yeah.
Get some pretty colors out in your garden, and then you can, use that pigment and make pretty yarn. You could make a sweater. That could be your sweater project.
Yeah, absolutely.
You maybe like a pound?
I will have to calculate my grist.
Yes.
Thanks to Rachel. Oh, just to finish that.
Oh yeah.
That's all I had left over from my
That's awesome.
my Zero to Hero cow.
Nice.
Spackle. Yeah, so I do have a sample, and I did a spinner's card, and it was pretty accurate. So yeah. I thought I would make a little doll toque with this. I think I started it and I didn't like the colors at the beginning.
Oh, I see.
So it's just, I just restarted it.
Like a little fisherman's cap.
Yeah. Anyway.
Nice. Yeah, well, I've got some spinning.
Yeah.
I meant to bring, I made a couple bats on my blending board, which is not
designed for that.
It's a good in between if you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars and invest in a drum carder, but you want to play with bats, because they do spin so differently.
Yeah.
So I did a couple bats, and they're fun. I don't think it would ever be anything that I feel like is tidy enough to sell. Just trying to get it off the board, and yeah, anyways, it's great. It's fun to play with.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll do a whole pile of them. So I have done some spins from those.
Oh, those are from your bat?
These are from my bat. So I was playing with like crazy colors. Here, we'll do this one.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I did like a thinner single with this one. Getting pretty happy with my singles.
Beautiful.
So it's it's definitely woolly. And I was using, like, purposely trying to mix as many different types of fiber that I had around. So I think this one's Corriedale and Merino, and there's silk,
Sparkles
and
in
some
there.
sparkles.
But you know what? That is tolerable.
It's pretty soft.
Yep.
Yeah, and I had some alpaca, but I don't think this one got any alpaca. I think the other ones that are in my lap did. Yeah, but they're super fun, like just crazy.
Love the barber pulling.
Yeah, I do too. Some people hate that, and I love it. So, yeah, they're just fun. Like, it's just different. The Rolex I find are really, like you've kind of, if you put a stripe in, when you spin it, you're going to get that stripe. And the bats are just kind of more, more painting, more watercolor.
How did you spin the bat? Did you strip it down? Like, did you zigzag it or just break it off? Or
no, I didn't zigzag it. That would have been smart. I wish I had brought one to show you, but yeah, I just kind of laid it out flat and then just tore strips. And then I just find it easier. Like, I just kind of roll them up into little poofs and I put them in a basket, and then I can grab them. Yeah, so this one's really bright, lots of bright colors. And then this one is kind of like a weird rainbow. I'm like have a love-hate relationship with this one. But you can see I did it like a gradient.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts out purple on one end and it goes all the way through. I guess it starts out red and goes across to purple. And then there's lots of grays and black in there. Yeah, and it was funny because I was like, yeah, it's not so great. And then I posted a photo of it and I had so many people be like, oh, that yarn is so amazing.
Yeah, and a really nice single. Like, it's not overspun. It's staying together. It's a nice thick single.
This one's been through, it's been washed for sure. And I think I felted it. Just looking at it, I think I felted this one a bit. This was a few weeks ago that I washed it, but I'm pretty sure I have a memory of having a pot of hot water in the bathroom and throwing it in there.
And a cold one, like shock treatment for it?
Yeah, so I had cold water in the sink, and I just didn't want to use a ton of water by draining and refilling the sink. So I had cold water in the sink and let it soak for about 20 minutes. I think I did these two together. And then, just filled a pot with really hot water from the tap and kind of went back and forth a couple times.
Oh, okay.
So kind of drop it in the hot and then squeeze it out and then drop it back in the cold. Yeah.
Smart.
Just to keep it together. They get so fuzzy.
Yeah.
Especially with the merino. And then this one's more of like a crazy art bat spin.
Right.
Rochelle had some locks that she dyed, I think last summer you were dyeing the
English luster.
Thank you. I couldn't get BFL. So I tried not to like spin them, but just they're kind of like twisted in.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them kind of got a little more spread out. I think this may have broken.
Okay.
Here, I might needle felt that bit together.
That would be a good fix.
But yeah, it's kind of a weird and wacky one.
Fun.
There's lots of colors. This one's got, there's local alpaca that I got at a Saanich fair a couple years ago, and merino, and the hand-dyed locks, and sparkle, and silk.
Fun.
Yeah.
It almost looks like sari silk in there. Pardon me.
Yeah, it turned out really cool. This hasn't been washed yet. You can tell it's a little springy, but yeah, so I'm happy with that. So those are the 3 bat spins. And then just to kind of like, compare, these 2 are roll egg spins. So,
but they're also chain plied?
They're also chain plied, that's true.
So, and those are all singles, but totally different color distribution and
yeah, this one kind of stripes back and forth into there's red in there. There, you can see it now. There's some red in with the black, and lots of silk.
These are pretty.
I really like these ones. And then this is from Pink Lemonade roll eggs, which I make a lot of.
Right.
A lot of pink and yellow, and yeah, there's some sparkle in there as well. So yeah, and I just listed some of my hand spun for the first time on Etsy, and that was kind of scary.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's been some interest and had some nice comments from people. So I'm going to continue to do that because I'm drowning in hand spun.
And there's no reason for you not to. Your spinning is beautiful, and the yarn that you produce is
I'm really
totally saleable. So
yeah.
What the heck, right?
Yeah. And yeah, there's been lots of interest, and I think, for weavers, I think something like that would be really fun to weave with, maybe not so much to knit with. And then something like this would make a great hat, or yeah, so I'm spinning it faster than I can knit it, and I'd like to put it out there a bit. So that was kind of, it's always scary to have a new thing.
Yeah.
I think you've got a couple.
I do, but I was just thinking about what you said, and I remember when I first started dyeing yarn, feeling so nervous about, taking it to the market, and is it good enough for people? And like, course it is.
It can be hard to kind of, I don't know, it's hard for me to put myself out there.
Yeah.
I think
get
you know
that.
that. We all feel like that.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, who's ever going to come up to you and be like, that's disgusting, you know? Like,
Yeah.
nobody,
Yeah.
you know, I'm always thinking, well, what do I actually think is going to happen? And usually people are so positive and...
And hopefully if there is something
Mhm.
really terribly wrong, that they would, you know, come to you. And
Yeah.
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 so this is, I thought I was going to use this for the Agebrassum steam. And I did a little sample of a 2-ply, which I think I showed you before.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to do that, but I just decided I wanted to do a 3-ply. And so...
I love this yarn.
It's really just not the greatest light.
Maybe a little closer. We're always playing with new spots to record.
Yeah, I'm going to take it off the Nitty Naughty.
Mm-hmm. I love your Nitty Naughty, by the way.
Thanks. It was a gift. But here, this is going to be a 2-ply. That's the Roving. More of those browns and greens, and this has got a little bit of blue in it.
Your singles are nice, though.
Orange. And this is on kind of a light to medium gray merino. Yeah.
I think that's going to be really nice.
And I'm going to do a 2-ply with
Mhm.
that. But,
Yeah, this one here has... We got another airplane going by. This one here has, you know, lots of greens and black and blues.
yeah, turquoisey.
Yeah, I think you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Oh, yeah. I like these colors.
But I'm happy with the way, so this hasn't been washed and it's
Oh,
really balanced.
that's really balanced.
Yeah.
I think I thought it was washed.
I'm just going to skein it up. But other than that, I have one last thing to show you. Sometimes, once it's in a skein, it looks so much nicer. Let's just see. Anyway,
I love that.
thank you.
I think
Yeah,
that's
I'm happy with that.
really nice. Yeah.
So that's going to be the 2-ply. And then this is going to be my next
Yeah.
chain ply.
That'll be a nice chain ply.
I think so. This seems like the odd color out, but
Like this light color here.
yeah, it just was sort of these funny spots. Like everything else is kind of rich and saturated, and that didn't get as much dye or something. But I'm hoping that once it's plied, it'll sort of work with the rest of the skein. But that's a nice full bobbin, and next time I'll have it done up to show you. Bobbin turned on Pender Island, and it's BC maple. Nice chip out of it, but really beautifully done by Peggy Hopkins.
Yeah, we have these wood turners on the island. I think I might have referenced them last time. They
the
did some
buttons.
buttons, which I haven't attached yet to my garter yoke cardigan, but she did. I just got 3 for the top, but they're ebony. They're dark.
Nice.
They're almost black, and you know we're talking. They're like half an inch.
Okay.
I think maybe
Teensy.
maybe smaller. Yeah, and it's so neat that you can go to this woman's house and play with all these little bits of wood. She has all these scraps that she uses and makes buttons from, and you know, just the beautiful bobbins, just everything. We're very lucky
Yeah,
to have them.
there's a lot of talent here on Pender Island, and it's nice to avail ourselves of that.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, all I have. Do you have anything else?
Well, the only other thing I have that I've been working on is just a couple project bags, and so I thought I'd show
yeah.
those. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. I got my little pile here, and it's you've seen it all. So I've been sewing a bit, and I've been playing with project bags ideas, you know, so like I use my project bags all the time.
I like that style.
Yeah, so I did a couple more in this style, so I just thought I'd show you guys that. So that
Love the pretty pink horses.
it's Cotton and Steel is the company. This is from the same fabric line.
Let me
actually.
just show inside.
Yeah, there's like a little solid kind of daisy print.
Yeah. Oh, you can kind of see it through the light there.
Yeah,
And
just like
a
a
little
white.
bit of quilted. Would you call it
Yeah,
patchwork?
yeah. Well, like I put like a cotton batting in between,
Mhm.
and so yeah, I just did a little bit of top stitching. So those were fun to make, and then I did this one as well, which is kind of cool. It's grays and
Navy and
yeah, and there's a bit of teal in there again, just a little top stitching, and it's got a nice kind of tealy, greenish, bluish, solid.
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I made a couple of those, and
Oh, show the bottom.
oh yeah, and the bottom's kind of funny. You just see scraps. So that's a little bit of this print
Yeah.
on the bottom for something fun, a little hummingbird there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've been working on my Etsy shop. That was, I think we talked about that maybe at some point, goals.
Yeah.
Getting more on top of the Etsy shop, and you know, one week I'm doing one thing, one week I'm doing another. So I'm just trying to kind of keep some momentum going there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, look for more bags coming soon, and more hand spun once we get some nice photographing days.
Yeah, that's always the challenge. If anybody has suggestions that they're willing to share, it seems to be the thing that holds us up from posting things online, even just to share on Instagram sometimes. I have a lot of hand-dyed roving that I'd love to put on, share, and it's the photography and getting the light right, and it'd just be nice to have a special spot and you just flip a switch and
yeah. So we're kind of talking about doing like a photo setup maybe at one of our places where it's just ready to go. And you know, I love the idea of using natural light, but it's hard to find that perfect spot to take a picture outside.
Well, and it rains a lot here
Yeah.
on Pender Island during the winter months, and
You
we
just
don't
get the sun.
Yeah, we don't just stop producing because it's winter.
No, it's the opposite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and with yarn and things, you know, like a day like today, if you tried to take photos, everything would be blue.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you had any ideas on an indoor setup or some sort of like portable outdoor setup, we've been throwing a lot of ideas around, but that's another good goal for us to, you know, maybe if we say it here.
Give some more accountability. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, we've been busy, but we've also been busy crafting. Done some producing here.
Yeah.
So look at this table of stuff.
Yeah, it's coming along. But life has been kind of hectic, especially like with the garden and family things and family visits and the lambing and so we'll try and get back a little more promptly for the next video, but hope you enjoyed chatting with us today, and happy crafting and happy April.
Yeah, happy spring.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.